Hey guys, Dave in Texas here, and I always wanted to do a video on different, what do you call it, guitar chords, how they make a difference. Whoa, that's going the wrong way. And what I like to do is show you some of the ones I had. And I don't have every damn guitar chord made, and I'm not going to spend 50,000 bucks on getting a sample of each. Since this is not a sponsored show, uh, we don't get anything free. So I buy these all myself. Now, I'm going to start out with my favorite. It's called the Fat Boy. And it's not my favorite because it's Fat Boy, and I'm a fat boy. Fat Boy. It's called a Fat Boy Pro. Now I've got a Fat Boy and a Fat Boy Pro, and the Fat Boy Pro it's a much better cord. It costs about $8 more than just called a common Fat Boy, right? Now it's not Fat Boy because it's got a fat cord to it. It's about the standard size cord these days. It's fat because it's got an oversized set of connectors on it, right? Say for example, this would be a set of 44s instead of a set of 36s on a woman. That's the difference, right? So, plugging it in to my faux Marshall, right? Now, on the Fat Boy, what I hear once I record it is that it really picks up the full range of the notes. I mean, the full range, the lows to the highs. And there's not any, what do you call it, bias to the highs or the lows or mids. It picks them all up, which, that's what you really want. Now, I'm playing the Fat Boy using my ES355 Fibson, and it sounds nice by itself. It's got a lot of volume coming out of these F holes as well, going towards this microphone. But you should get a pretty good listen to how it duplicates. The sound of this thing. Right? Now, obviously, the sound of this F style guitar being semi hollow body, there's a difference between it being amplified and non-amplified, right? So, once I finish doing these chords, I'm going to go through and record some music, just the guitar without amplification and just up against the microphone itself, and let's hear how it sounds. So, my choice of guitar chords is a Fat Boy, right? The one I've got is just a like a studio 8-10 footer, and I think it's like 22 bucks. Not a lot of money for a great chord. Now the regular Fat Boy I've got, it's the one for the hollow bodies. Obviously, where the connector has got a 45 in it. Let's get that from the darn camera. That's the connector, and the regular size looking connections, but it's made by Fat Boy. And it's the one with the 90 or the 45-degree turn for the connections on the front of the guitar instead of on the sides, right? Now, now you may not hear this, I'm not really sure, but what I'm hearing coming through the amp is much more sound traveling through the lower strings. In other words, that regular Fat Boy is pushing the lows rather than the highs and lows and mids all along. It leans more towards the lows. So if you're playing metal, you're playing a lot of lows, this 90-degree Fat Boy might do you just fine. I think it's an 8-10 footer as well. And the cost of it, I think, is around $16, $18, something like that. Again, these are not very expensive chords. They don't have to be expensive to be good. I think the Fat Boy itself got a really high rating in Player Magazine not long ago. They rated it pretty highly amongst the guitar chords. I think the top 5 it was in those. Let's see what else I got to show you. I've got the old style. Let me show you this. I pulled this out of storage. I've got the old style. Where are you, camera? I've got the old style telephones, right? The stretchy chords. These. Well, I guess y'all might, if you're young, you might know these as being used for headphones, the old style headphones. But of course, they make them for guitar chords as well. Now, I've only got a 15-footer. Now, I'm not sure which brand this is. It's older than the Hills and has no markings on it whatsoever, so that's pretty typical back then. Let's hear how it sounds like. But sounds pretty good to have that many turns in this thing. As you can see, I didn't use it much. It's not stretched all out to shit. Yeah, you can stretch them out, but I recommend not pre-stretching like some people do because you end up breaking the damn things. And this one, it's got to be 10, 20 years old. And it's just never used. By the time that I think I got this thing, we switched to microphones. So, just for practice, yeah, this makes a pretty decent little chord, I think. And the positive side of it is that it's not laying on the floor being stepped on and ruined. It's usually out of the way. You know, dogs come trampling across, step on and yank it out of the socket or pull the whole amp down with them. Now, here's another blast from the past. These are the braided chords of yesteryear. Now, I've got an old one. Bear with me, this thing is like 30, 40 feet long. God. But new connectors on it. Where are you, camera? There you are. New connectors on this thing. These are gold tip. I don't know if you can tell this or not. It's pretty worn. But these are gold. You may see some gold on the bottom. Anyway, decent for 60, 30 foot, monster cable. Of course, if you're going that long, it's a microphone time. Now, as far as guitars are concerned and chords, these old braided cables, if yours is in good shape and all screwed up, mine's in pretty damn good shape. Again, it was purchased prior to microphone time, so it's like new, and it plays really good. So there must be very low impedance on this thing. Again, you may not hear it. This covers all bases, the lows, the mids, the highs, and does a damn good job doing it. So, something else to consider, if you can get your hands on one that's in good shape, even an old one, maybe kind of beat up looking, check it out. Meter it, see what it's doing. Test it out. It may turn out to be a little gold mine. But, if you're using it for a gig, 30-foot one, forget it. Go to microphone. You don't have to trip and break your neck. Now, the last type of chord I use, these are the ones I keep in the cases themselves, right? A lot of these little tuning chords come with the guitars. Just throw it in the case for free as a freebie gift, which they're meant for tuning. They're not meant for a gig. They have smaller connectors on them. They're thin as can be. And like I said, they're mainly used for tuning. Oh, sorry. They don't don't put out much. But you know, it's hard to tell the difference with your bare ear, and you need a scope to really hear these. Do they cover the range? Nah, kind of, sort of. Not very well. They tend to be more on the high side, but they do make excellent tuning chords that, you know, they're like 6, 8 feet long. So you can sit there and use your amp to tune the darn guitars up with. Plus, you know, they're very inexpensive, $5, $6. You tear one of those up, who gives a shit? You know, throw it away. But also one thing keep in mind is these guitar chords here, right? These little telephone types, they're meant to be wadded up and kind of, you know, circled up like this. My Fat Boy and the Fat Boy Pro and the Fat Boy, when I put these together to either store them or to take them with me, I never circle these things up like you would a rope in a rodeo. That is the most sure way to ruin a guitar chord. What I'm doing right now, though it's noisy here, I'm going to try to show you the proper way to ship these things or store them. And it's real simple. Just kind of let them have their own way. But it's kind of like a figure 8, right? And it's very loose, very, you know, giving. You never just wad these things in a circle. Kind of like a infinity type shape you put these and make sure it's really loose. Now, obviously, it's got to be where you can actually, you know, store the damn thing. And you can't have it just wide open and, you know, a 10-foot figure 8. But the looser you can get this, the better it is for that cord, because you don't want to create a short inside. You don't want to kink the wires, right? And you definitely do not want to circle these things up tightly to put them away in a case. They just don't fit well in a case. They go better in a gig bag or with a traveling bag, you know, like your roadie's got, or even a suitcase like circumstance. Now, I'll show you how these little tuning chords, the best way to do those darn little things. It's like they get broken, who gives a shit? Can they break? Yeah, they can break really easily. You get them too tight in a circle, and they will not work no more. And the basic way I do it is I just wrap them around my hand, and I put the connectors right through the middle, just like that, and they fit perfectly inside the stash box inside my guitar case, right? Simple to get out, simple to use, and yeah, that usually will end up breaking them after time. Now, what is my favorite guitar chord? I really do like the Fat Boy, period. I use it more than any other guitar chord I've got, and it's just better made than all the rest. Also, something to consider on these guitar chords, a lot of them are set up to whereas you can do changes and repair work on them. Some you can't. Some are just solid pieces, and you can't do diddly squat with them, right? Now, the Fat Boys, let me show you something real quickly. The Fat Boys, you can actually change out this 45 if you get fed up with it, or can't use it after all, right? Let me show you. Very simple to change that out with a straight. It's just you know, disconnects and pop one in, pop one out. Do a real quick solder job on it, and it's ready for a straight. A lot of the better chords, they do that. Yeah, the Fat Boys do it. Let me show you another one. This is a Fat Boy. This is a Fat Boy Pro. If you want to put a straight on it, if you want to put a 45 on it, yep, very simple to do. Just unscrew it, solder it up with a straight, and you are ready to rock and roll. Now, as far as replacements for these, you know, connectors, the basic, I got one laying around somewhere. The basic change, and I don't have one. God damn it. anyway, the basic chains, they come in straights. You've got a choice usually between a silver or chrome tip, nickel type tip, and a gold. If you're going to change something out, I'd always recommend switching to the gold tips. For some reason, I think those are better made than the chromes I've seen. But as far as guitar cords are concerned, one more time, the Fat Boy Pro I think is the best made guitar cord around right now. I think Player Magazine has that rated in the top 5 guitar cords made for what it does electronically. I think it's number 2. And it doesn't cost a fortune, like $22 for a 8-10 footer. And for practice chords, it does a wonderful job, and for recording chords as well. So if you're recording at home and you want to improve the sound quality of your guitar, check to see if it's not the shitty cord you're using. Now, these also have a lifetime to them. They don't last for friggin' ever. You step on them, you bend them, you wear them out. Weather changes get to them. Also test them. That's what voltmeters are for. Learn how to test your guitar cords and make sure they're in good shape, or if they're in right shape, need to be fixed. And you also learn how to fix these things on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos on I've seen. Main thing with these is just a simple wire-to-wire connection, some heat shrink, and you're rocking and rolling again. Right? So, any questions, give me a holler. Dave in Texas. Have a good one. Bye.